Welcome to the weekly breakdown. The headlines are loud, the spin is louder, but tonight we cut through the noise. From October 5th to October 11th, the world gave us chaos, controversy, and clarity. But we're going to break it down right now on Recent Cast Show. I'm Bam Bam. Stick around.
This is the Roots and Cats Show. Bam Bam calling shots like a maestro. This is the Roots and Cats Show, where the wild and the crazy grow. Turn it up, feel the rhythm flow. Hustle rock, bam bam. Let's go, let's go.
October 7th, Catholic University of America. Students placed a memorial for Israel victims of terror. Flag, silent, respectful. But the administration tore it down. Why? Policy violations. Let's call it what it is: censorship. Christian students honoring the dead were silenced, faith muzzled, and cowardice was dressed up as neutrality. This is the new America the left wants, where free speech is conditional, where faith is tolerated only if it's hidden, where the morality is replaced by bureaucracy. And meanwhile, the swamp is still swimming in red ink, $1 trillion spending packages, equity programs that punish success, and inflation that eats your paycheck alive. Here's the truth: every progressive solution makes government bigger and your freedom smaller. They don't want citizens, they want dependence, and dependence is the death of liberty. Contrast that with leadership rooted in conviction. Donald Trump is back in the Oval Office, and the media can't stand it. They obsess over his tone, his tweets, his swagger. But here's what they won't admit: strength is back, baby. Borders matter again, and American First is not a slogan, it's a survival. And while America debates pronouns, India gave us a chilling reminder. West Bengal, a young woman raped. The chief minister responds: girls shouldn't go out at night. Victim blaming and its ugliest. This is what happens when leaders abandon morality, when culture loses its compass, when truth is replaced with excuses. And America must not follow that path. We need leaders who can protect the innocent, not shame them. We need a culture that defends women, children, and faith, not one that excuses predators and silences believers. Politics is not just policy, it's morality in action. Right now, America's at crossroads. Bigger government or bigger freedom? Which side are you on? The world doesn't pause just because America looks inward. And this week, the global stage was ablaze. Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire. Hostages are said to be released. But let's be honest, this isn't peace, it's a pause, and every pause gives terrorists time to reload. One Israeli reservist died in a grenade accident. Another survivor of Nova Music Festival massacre took his own life. The scars of terror don't fade, they linger, they haunt, and they remind us evil is real. Yet, Western media still dares to call Hamas freedom fighters. Freedom fighters? Tell that to the families of the murdered. Tell it to the children hiding in bomb shelters. No, Hamas are not freedom fighters. They're butchers, and Israel has every right, every duty to defend itself. Meanwhile, in Sudan, tragedy struck again. 17 children killed in an attack on a displacement camp. One was just 7 days old. 7 days old. Where's the outrage? Where's the UN emergency sessions? Where are the celebrities posting hashtags? Here's the uncomfortable truth: when Christians and children die in Africa, the world shrugs. But when activists riot in Paris, it's front page news. That's not compassion, that's selective outrage. It's a hypocrisy at its worst. And while the world burns, China builds, Russia tests, Iran plots. And what does the West debate? Pronouns, diversity quotas, and climate pledges that cripple our industries while Beijing laughs. We're trying to save like some of the carbon dioxide emissions that some of the cars release here in the United States or in Europe. Look at China and India. They release so much more. We live on one earth, same earth, and it goes round and round. If only part of the earth actually stop the carbon dioxide, but we cripple our own economy, that's not progress. That's the end of the most beautiful country, the most opportunistic, most free and liberty and the pursuit of happiness country on the planet will dwindle. into darkness if we keep on pursuing these walk movements and climate change policies, because those countries, they have, China has almost 2 billion people. India has even more, almost 2 billion as well, but I think they've surpassed China. And how much carbon dioxide they're releasing? In China, they even wear masks because they can't breathe how much pollution they're causing. And you want Europe? Europe, wake up. I'm so glad Trump is in office because common sense is the way to go. Just like Peter Pete Hegseth said, we're done with that shit. No more climate change warships. No more dudes in dresses. We are done with that shit in Department of War, and we should be done with that shit in our communities and especially in our colleges and places where the students and especially young children and young adults need to learn, not get indoctrinated and pursue things that will get them even poorer, create this nation into maybe a third world country. Who knows? If we keep on pursuing these climate warships and climate change agendas, walk movements, DEI, not based on merit, but who is first, not who is the best, we'll just dwindle into darkness and America will cease to exist as the best nation in this world as it is right now. So we need to preserve it. This country was founded on faith and religious Christian beliefs. And people who want to practice other religions, go to the countries where you can, where they'll open their arms to you and you can worship and have your Sharia law at 5 a.m. or whatever that thing is, where you keep on playing that loud music and bowing down to the ground. More respect to you, more power to you, you know. But America is the nation of Christ. It was found on biblical principles. And if you don't want to embrace that, don't be bringing that religion from Middle East that has no prosperity, no future, nothing to live for. Go back to that country if you don't like this one. I digress a little bit, but it just does bother me. It's like if it's so great, go back to the Muslim country. What's stopping you? It is only in America that you can shit on it, talk crap about it, and still live in it. Nothing's gonna happen to you. Try going to Russia, where and Ukraine and past previous USSR. Try going over there and trying to, or go to the Middle East. Say some of those things. See what happens. I'm pretty sure you will no longer exist on this planet. You'll go to whatever you believed you're gonna go in the next life. But I digress a little bit. Let's get back to our weekly updates and news. Strength keeps the peace. Weakness invites war. And right now, America must decide, do we project power or do we project apologies? The global stage is not forgiving. It rewards strength, it punishes weakness. And if America forgets that, the world will remind us. In blood, in chaos, and in headlines, we cannot ignore anymore. The economy doesn't lie. It tells the truth every time you buy groceries, every time you fill your gas tank, every time you pay your rent. This week, inflation whispers turned into shouts, prices creeping higher, small businesses squeezed tighter, and yet Wall Street keeps cashing in. Why? Because they play the long game. They know capitalism works, and because they know government is the problem, not the solution. The left says regulate more, tax more, spend more. But here's the real truth: you can't tax your way to prosperity. You can't regulate your way to innovation. And you can't spend your way out of debt. Meanwhile, in India, entrepreneurs at Purple Fest showcased AI powered assistive tech, innovation with purpose, not government handouts, not DEI mandates, just smart people solving real problems. That's capitalism, that's freedom in action. Here in America, small businesses are suffocating under the red tape, licenses, permits, fees. It's death by paperwork. And who benefits? The bureaucrats, the regulators, the politicians who've never signed a paycheck in their lives. Here's the answer: cut the red tape, lower the taxes, unleash the entrepreneurs, and watch America roar back. The economy is not just numbers, it's morality in motion. Do we trust free people to build and create, or do we trust government to control and ration? History has already given us the answer. Freedom works, socialism fails every single time. The choice is clear. The question is, do we have the courage to make it? Comment below, subscribe, and don't forget to like. In the middle of all this noise, one thing remains constant: faith. Not in government, not in politicians, but in one and only God. This week reminded us: headlines, they come and go, markets, they rise and fall, but the truth is eternal, my friends. It's eternal. In Sudan, children died. In Israel, families mourned. In America, faith was mocked. But through it all, one truth, one truth stood tall. God is not silent, and his people, his true people, are not powerless. The left wants you to believe faith is outdated, it's just a fairy tale, that capitalism is cruel, that patriotism is dangerous. But here's the real truth: faith is timeless. Whatever was true 100 years ago, 1,000, 2,000 years ago, is going to be true 2,000 years from now, because faith is timeless. Capitalism is freedom, and patriotism is love of neighbor. The weekly breakdown is not just about headlines, it's about hope. Hope rooted in truth. Hope anchored in faith. Hope that refuses to bow to fear. Fear no more, and let the truth set you free. So, as we close this weekly update, I just want you to remember this: freedom is fragile, faith is essential, a must, and truth is always, dare I say it again, always is worth defending fearlessly. And this has been your weekly breakdown, your weekly updates. I'm your host, Bam Bam, and this has been the Rusinka Show. Be unfiltered, unapologetic, unafraid. And see you all next week. Subscribe, comment, and like. and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I get to read them. I'll comment right back. But definitely hit that subscribe button. See y'all next week. Goodbye, goodbye. Peace.
Catch the wave, let your dreams ignite. In the world of business, reach new heights. Join the journey, hear the words unfold. Bam Bam's vision, turning stories to gold.